Yeah. So we will sing one bhajan. हम एक भजन गाएंगे. We have shared the lyrics in the group. Did you all get the bhajan? आप लोगों को मिला है? Did you all get the bhajan? There's some echo also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. ठीक है. सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहे विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए.
सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहे विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए.
सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहे विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए.
सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहे विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए.
मुख में हो राम नाम, राम सेवा हाथ में. तू अकेला नाही प्यारे, राम तेरे साथ में. विधि का विधान जान, हानि लाभ सहिए. जाए विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए. सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहे विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए.
सीताराम 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 कहिए,
सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहे विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए. किया अभिमान तो फिर मान नहीं पाएगा. होगा प्यारे वही जो राम जी को पाएगा. फल आशा त्याग शुभ कर्म करते रहिए. जाए विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए. सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहे विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए.
सीताराम 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 कहिए,
सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहे विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए. जिंदगी के दौर तो हाथ दीनानाथ के. महलों में राके चाहे झोपड़ी में बास दे. धन्यवाद निर्विवाद राम राम कहिए. जाए विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए. सीताराम 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 कहिए, जाहे विधि राके राम ताहे विधि रहिए.
सीताराम 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 कहिए जहाँ विधि राखे राम चाहे विधि रहिए सीताराम 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 कहिए जहाँ विधि राखे राम चाहे विधि रहिए आशा एक राम जी से दूजी आशा छोड़ दे नाता एक राम जी से दूजी नाता छोड़ दे साधु संग रंग रंग अंग अंग रंगिए राम रस त्यागे पारे राम रस पगिए सीताराम 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 कहिए चाहे विधि राखे राम चाहे विधि रहिए सीताराम 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 कहिए चाहे विधि राखे राम चाहे विधि रहिए सीताराम 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 कहिए चाहे विधि राखे राम चाहे विधि रहिए सीताराम 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 कहिए चाहे विधि राखे राम चाहे विधि राखे राम चाहे विधि चाहे विधि राखे राम चाहे विधि रहिए हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे जय सीताराम 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 जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान सीताराम सीताराम जय राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजाग्रहे रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताये पतये नमः। हरे कृष्णा, जय श्री राम. So I'm very happy and grateful to be here amidst all the wonderful Margaon devotees. And I'm already saying there are so many devotees who have come here, and all devotees are so enthusiastic, so bright-faced. Srila Prabhupada would often say, our ISKCON devotees are Vaikuntha people. As soon as you have tilak and kanti and you are chanting Hare Krishna, there's a brilliance on your face. So there's a lot of brilliance coming from all the devotees here. So I'm very grateful, very humbled to be here for this opportunity to speak something on the glories of Lord Ramachandra. There is a very beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam which says, Naradeham adhyam sulabham sudurlabham plavam sukalpam guru karanadharam mayanukulena nabasveritam umam bhavabdim nataresa atmaha. So this verse says, Nirdeham adhyam sulabham sudurlabham. This human form of life is very, very rare, durlabham, but it is also a very wonderful, very special opportunity. After 84 lakh species of life, someone gets this human form of life. And this human form of life is compared to a boat, plavam sukalpam. This human form of life is like a very conducive boat. If anyone is in an ocean, right, you need a boat to cross the ocean. So this material world is sometimes compared to an ocean of suffering or the ocean of birth and death, Bhavasagar. If you want to cross this ocean of birth and death, this human form of life is that boat. And even if you have a boat, you need a captain who can, ply the boat in the right direction. Who's the captain? Guru Karanadharam. Guru is the captain. So we are all so fortunate. We have got this human form of life, and we have a captain like Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada's disciples who are leading the boat, very convincingly in the right direction to the spiritual world. And then here it says, Mayanukulena Namasveritam. So if there are very favorable winds, the boat can ply in a very beautiful way. These favorable winds are compared to scriptures. So if you want to move towards the spiritual world, then we need to take shelter of a guru, and we also need to take shelter of Shastra. And in the land of India, we have some very, very important scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam, the Mahabharata, and we also have Ramayana. This was real education in the land of India, where children were taught these scriptures, the stories from these books. And if we read these books very properly, very systematically, we'll get a lot of things to learn as sadhakas. How do we live in this world and how we can actually go back to the spiritual world. And this verse says, Umam bhavavdin na taresa atmaha. Anyone who has got this human form of life and doesn't do bhakti to Krishna, doesn't take shelter of a proper guru, doesn't take shelter of scriptures, such a person is atmaha. Atmaha means such a person is killing his soul. Yeah, he is committing spiritual suicide. That's what this verse says. So that means we have got this human form of life. We have to use this time to take shelter of great acharyas and especially to immerse ourselves in all these scriptures. Immerse ourselves in all these books, especially when tithis like this come. Right? Our society is called International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are always conscious of Krishna, but when Ram Navami comes, we become Ram conscious. Next month will be Narsimha Chaturdashi, we will become Narsimha conscious. 2 months before was Gaur Purnima, we are Gauranga conscious. So the Lord comes and does all these various beautiful pastimes in so many avatars. Why does He do this? Why does Lord Ram do all this Leela? So that we have subject matter to think about. Here in the decoration there is Pushpak Viman. You all know Pushpak Viman? When Lord Ram, after he killed Ravan, he sat on Ravana's Pushpak Viman and that Pushpak Viman came to Ayodhya. How long? Very quickly it came. But that journey was not that exciting. What was really exciting was Lord Ram walking all the way from Ayodhya to Lanka and doing so many pastimes. Why does the Lord do all these pastimes? So that, as I told you, we can get a subject matter to hear about. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his song, he explains, Nishwase nahi vishwasa kadarudho bhavishyati kirtaniya mato bhalyad harir namaiva kevalam. So it is said, this is Keval Ashtakam. So it is said, when that last moment, when that last breath is going to come, we really don't know. So we have to use every time very, very carefully in the service of Krishna and especially to hear more and more about Krishna. Just like a student who wants to pass his exam, he is very focused on his studies. He is very focused on his books. Similarly, if you want to pass the exam of death, these are the books that we have to study and understand. So the Ramayana is a very practical book. And Ramayana is a book that tells us that in this world there are going to be problems. Ramayana is not a book where Ram and Sita lived happily ever after. That story never comes in Ramayana. And that story never comes in Mahabharata also. Ramayana and Mahabharata teaches us in this world there will be problems. We have to learn how to face problems in this world. There was one devotee, one friend of one of our devotees. He was thinking Bombay is such a crowded place, trains are crowded, buses are crowded. So he thought, I'm fed up of Bombay, let me go and shift to London. So he went to London, he shifted there. 8 o'clock in the evening, he took a bus. And in the bus, there is no passenger, he is sitting there and the driver is there. So this fellow was thinking, this is Vaikunta. In Bombay, 8 p.m, there is so much crowd. Here, I am alone, single passenger, no one else. There was one camera in the bus. So this person asked this driver, why is this camera there? So this driver said, what happens in the night? Sometimes just single passengers are there like you. Sometimes some robbers, some dacoits come in and they beat the passenger. Sometimes they take his money, kill him also. So the camera is there so that everything can get recorded. So this fellow became very scared. And the driver is telling him, don't worry, if something happens to you, recording is there, your family will get benefit. Don't worry. So this fellow started to think that Bombay is better. At least there is no problem. In India, you put a camera in the bus, people will take the camera only. First the camera will be out. So the point is, in this world, wherever you go, dukalyam ashashvatam, wherever you go in this world, there is so much problem. We are already seeing the scenario, what's happening in the world. There is no place in this world that is free from problems. Therefore, it's very important for us to take shelter of Krishna. And the Ramayana teaches us that these are the realities in this world. Dasharath, it is explained that Dasharath was such a powerful king. Dasharath means one who can conquer, one who conquered his enemies moving in 10 directions. Still Dasharath, he ruled Ayodhya for how many years? 60,000 years Dasharath ruled. And after that rule, when Dasharath was meeting his death, the irony was he had 4 sons, but none of his sons were there at the time of his death. No one was there. He had to die alone. So the Ramayana teaches us that these are the realities in this world. We have to understand the realities in this world and become more and more serious in the process of spiritual life. So Ramayana has many kands, 6 kands of Ramayana. And in the Ramayana we know it begins with Dasharath Maharaj having everything, but Dasharath doesn't have children. So Dasharath does a Putra Kameshti Yagya. And in this Putra Kameshti Yagya, there is one great sage called Rishi Shringa. He comes and does the Putra Kameshti Yagya. And from this Yagya, 4 sons are born. Ram, Lakshman, Bharata, Shatrugna. Something very interesting. Who was Rishi Shringa, the sage who did this Putra Kameshti Yagya? Dasharath had a daughter. Are you all able to follow? Translating, yeah. So Dasharath had a daughter called Shanta. And Dasharath had a friend, very close friend of his called Rompad Maharaj. And Rompad Maharaj also didn't have children. Dasharath also didn't have children. So Dasharath thought, let me give my daughter to my friend. So he gave his daughter Shanta to his friend Rompad. Later on, this girl Shanta got married to the sage Rishi Shringa. And the same Rishi Shringa comes to Ayodhya and does the Putra Kameshti Yagya. And through that Putra Kameshti Yagya, 4 illustrious children are born. So the Ramayana teaches us at this point that when we serve someone, what we get in return is many times fold, many times back we get in return. So because Dasharath served his friend very selflessly, Krishna personally came to him in the form of Lord Ramachandra, Lakshman, Bharata, Shatrugna. So these 4 names, Ram, Lakshman, Bharata, Shatrugna, these names are having a lot of meaning and a lot of importance, especially as sadhakas in our life. What does the name Ram mean? Ram means the ocean of pleasure. Who is Ram? The source or the ocean of pleasure. In this world, we are all looking for pleasure. Anandamayo Vyasat. The scriptures explain as soul, we are all pleasure seeking. But the problem is, we are seeking pleasure. We want unlimited pleasure, but we are seeking pleasure from people who don't have unlimited pleasure. How can our heart be fulfilled? Therefore, whatever people try, right? You watch Durandar 1, Durandar 2. So you watch anything, you watch any movie, you go anywhere in this world, you'll get some happiness, but you will not get that pleasure that you're looking for. That pleasure that we are looking for is with Ram. So therefore, there's a verse in the scriptures which says, Ramante yogino anante satyananda chidatmani. The yogis in the land of India, they are very intelligent people. They gave up all the pleasures. They would give up all the pleasures of this world and they would sit in the forest and meditate. Why? Because they want unlimited pleasure. And who can give us that unlimited pleasure? That is Ram. So one time, there was one very rich businessman. He came to our temple in Chowpatty and he met one of our very senior devotees, Gauranga Prabhu. Very rich businessman, super rich, millionaire. And he was telling Gauranga Prabhu, I have so much money, but I don't have peace and happiness. And he was telling him that my money is like the salty ocean. In this world, the ocean is salty, right? You may have a lot of water, ocean water, but can you drink ocean water? You cannot drink it because it's salty, it doesn't quench your thirst. So this fellow is telling Gaurang Prabhu that in my life I have a lot of money, but my money is like ocean water, it cannot quench my thirst. And he's telling Gaurang Prabhu, you all don't have money, but you all have bhakti to Krishna, bhakti to Ram, you all are so happy. It is like you all have sweet well water. You all are very, very happy. And this businessman is telling Gaurang Prabhu, please give me some sweet well water of yours so that I can quench my thirst. So Gaurang Prabhu very jokingly was telling him, no problem, I will give you sweet well water. You give me some drops of your ocean water also. Give me some donation also. So this fellow went, he didn't come only. So the point is, in this world, how much ever you have, it doesn't quench your thirst. What we are actually looking for is Ram. We are looking for that source of pleasure, and where we can find the pleasure in the service of Krishna. People in this world are looking for happiness, but in trying to purchase happiness, people are only getting misery. Lord Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, Yahi samparsha jhabhoga dukkha yone evate adi antavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Lord Krishna tells in the Gita, in this world, there is a lot of advertisement of happiness. Right? You'll find outside malls and everywhere you'll find, come in, purchase happiness. You go inside and you spend so much money and purchase so much things. Where is happiness? You don't purchase happiness. So this verse in Bhagavad Gita says, when you go to purchase happiness in this world, our definition of happiness is sense gratification. When we enjoy the senses, actually we become more and more miserable. But if you want to experience real happiness, we have to experience that in connection with Krishna Ram. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, the founder Achyut of ISKCON, Prabhupada established this society wherein people can get an experience of Krishna. When we see the beautiful deities of the Lord, photographs of the Lord, when we hear the beautiful katha, kirtan of the Lord, this is where we can experience real happiness. Parikshit Maharaj, in Bhagavatam 10th canto, he tells Shukadeva Goswami, people in this world spend so much to enjoy, to experience happiness, but they don't actually experience it, they get a lot of misery. But Parikshit Maharaj says, to experience real happiness, you don't have to spend anything. Just come to a satsang like this, sit with devotees, hear about Krishna, hear about Ram. You can keep hearing for hours and hours together and you can experience so much happiness. So happiness is actually very simple. But many times when we run after the temporary happiness of this world, we actually don't get that real happiness. So the Ramayana explains, Ram and these were the four brothers, Ram, Lakshman, Bharata, Shatrughna. It is explained that on today's day, Ram Navami Tithi, Lord Ram was born. And few days later, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughna, they were born. So when these four children were born, they were thinking how to place these children together. So what they did was, they brought Ram and Bharat together, two children together, but both of them were crying and crying. Then they finally, what they did, Vasishtha said, let's bring Ram and Lakshman together. As soon as they brought Ram and Lakshman together, both became very happy. Bharat and Shatrughna became very, very happy. So what do we understand from this? The word Lakshmana, Ram means the source of pleasure. The word Lakshmana means one who has the greatest wealth. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanna. But if you study the Ramayana, Lakshman never had any wealth in his life. He was an eternal servant of Ram, right? When Ram went to the forest for 14 years, Lakshman also went. He left Ayodhya, he left his wife, and he was serving like a menial servant. And when Lord Ram comes back to Ayodhya, Lakshman still remains a humble minister of Ram. Generally, a Kshatriya never can work under another Kshatriya. A Kshatriya wants to rule. But here we are seeing Lakshman, he is born in a Kshatriya family, but Lakshman is not interested in becoming a king. He is very happy serving Lord Ram. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lakshman through this example, is teaching us a very important principle. What is our real identity? Where we will experience happiness and what is real wealth? Mahaprabhu tells this verse, Naham Vipro Nacha Narapatir Napi Vaishyo Na Shudro Naham Varni Nacha Grahapatir Na Vanasto Yatirvaha Kintu Prodhyam Nikila Paramanand Purnamritabdher Gopi Bharatur Padakamalayur Das 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 Anudasah. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in front of Jagannath when Mahaprabhu was dancing in the Rath Yatra, Mahaprabhu says, I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya, I am not a Shudra, I am not a Grahastha, I am not a Brahmachari, I am not a Vanaprastha, I am not a Sannyas. These are all designations for the body. Who we are, we have only one identity. And what is that identity? We are servants of Krishna. So Lakshman, why do we need to read Ramayana and understand these personalities? Because Lakshman, who was so happy in his life, he didn't have any wealth, but he was most happy. Why? Because he had service to Ram. So where is happiness? If you want to buy happiness, you go and try to purchase happiness in this world, you will only get misery. But if you want real happiness, don't run after happiness. Run after service. If you get more and more service, automatically you will experience the happiness that we are looking for. So Lakshman is such a beautiful example of unalloyed service. When Lord Ram was there 14 years in the forest, Lakshman did not sleep one moment. 14 years Lakshman did not sleep. You may say, how is this possible? How is it medically possible? Because Lakshman's desire to serve was so intense, he could overcome his sleep also. Just like we have this story of Ramayana is in Treta Yuga. But if you see the examples of the 6 Goswamis 500 years ago when they were in Vrindavan, they would hardly sleep for 2-3 hours. Because they were experiencing so much taste in hearing about Krishna, serving Krishna, they would just keep going on and on. And they were the most happiest people in this world. One time Srila Prabhupada, one glass businessman, glass merchant came to meet Srila Prabhupada. So this fellow was like a huge businessman, had a lot of money, factories in different places in India. So he came to Prabhupada and told Prabhupada, I have factories in so many places, Delhi, Bombay, everywhere. But Prabhupada, the problem is, in the night I don't get sleep. So Prabhupada told him very simple, give all your factories to ISKCON and go to sleep peacefully. Simple, just donate it to ISKCON, sleep peacefully. Why you are taking so much tension? This fellow ran away, he never came back. So the point is, people are looking for happiness, but people are not ready to accept the principle of service. So Lakshman is teaching us that real wealth is the wealth of service, and this is a wealth that no one can take it away from you. You see, the wealth in this world, the Bhagavatam explains, to get wealth, you have to work very hard. You don't get wealth easily. To get wealth, you have to work very hard. To maintain that wealth, there is more stress. And a bigger stress is how to spend that wealth. People don't know how to spend also. So the more wealth you have, it's actually very, very frustrating. So Lakshman, through his own example, is teaching all of us that real happiness is in this mood of service. And Srila Prabhupada, something very interesting about Srila Prabhupada, when he went to America to start this Krishna conscious movement, Prabhupada didn't have any Indian with him. No Indian. No one from a Hindu background. All Westerners. And none of these people knew anything about Krishna, anything about Ram, nothing. Still Prabhupada established International Society of Krishna Consciousness with these young boys and girls. How did Srila Prabhupada do this? These boys and girls, they had one thing, and that was sincerity and service attitude. They were ready to listen to Srila Prabhupada and carry out his will, do service. Therefore, Prabhupada could establish ISKCON all over the world. So this is a very important principle, that we develop this genuine service attitude. So this is the word Lakshman. So we saw Ram means the source of all pleasure. And because Ram and Lakshman are a jodi together, if we want to experience Ram, if we want to experience bliss, happiness, then we have to follow what Lakshman has. And what does Lakshman have? Service. Yes, unlimited amount of service. In ISKCON, there is so much opportunity for service. If we can embrace these opportunities for service more and more, we can actually experience real happiness. There is a Chinese proverb. This proverb says, if you want to be happy for 1 hour, go to sleep. If you want to be happy for 1 day, go for a picnic. If you want to be happy for 1 month, get married. And if you want to be happy for a lifetime, embrace the principle of service. So this is where real happiness is. So Ram means the source of all pleasure. Lakshman means the embodiment of the aspect of seva, the seva bhav. The third brother was Bharata. What does Bharata mean? Bharata means one who carries bhar. Bhar means the load, burden. So Bharata's life is a very interesting life. Bharata, he was a carrier of huge load and burden. He was shouldering big responsibilities in the service of Lord Ram. If all of you all know the storyline of Ramayana, we have been hearing about this right from our childhood. So Lord Ram, when he was like 16 years old, Lord Ram was supposed to be coronated as the king of Ayodhya. It was announced everywhere that Ram is going to be coronated, and everyone, the whole Ayodhya was making preparations for Ram to become the king. And suddenly, overnight, Kaikai changes the whole game. Manthara comes and poisons the mind of Kaikai. And Kaikai, who was actually a great devotee of Lord Ram, the Ramayana explains Kaikai had more love for Ram than her own son. But because Manthara poisoned her, she put envy in the heart of Kaikai. Kaikai told Ram, go to the forest for 14 years. So this is a very important lesson, that when we associate with wrong people, what does Manthara represent? In today's lecture, we are seeing different names and what is the meaning of these names. We saw the meaning of Ram, we saw the meaning of Lakshman. What does Manthara represent? Manthara represents the mind, the contaminated mind. If you don't listen to sadhus, if you don't listen to great souls, we will listen to the mind. And as soon as we listen to the mind, what will happen? Ram will go away from our life. Ram will go from our life. So Manthara fed poison. Kaikai listened to Manthara's words and Ram went away. The Ramayana explains, Lord Ram was such a great personality. He was supposed to be the king. Overnight he is thrown out of the kingdom. Lord Ram doesn't have any grudges for Kaikai. In fact, Lord Ram is very, very happy. Lord Ram is thinking, I can go to the forest for 14 years and I can spend some private time with Sita and I can get to meet so many sadhus and learn. So as I told you, Ramayana doesn't teach us that life will not have any problems. Problems will come in life. The Ramayana teaches us how we can see these problems in life. So Lord Ram took everything in a positive way. That's what the Bhagavatam, the scriptures teaches. So Lord Ram goes to the forest, and when Lord Ram is left to the forest, the news goes to Bharat. All this while, when Ram, Lakshman, Sita left to the forest, Bharat was not in Ayodhya. Bharat was in Kaikaya Desh. He was in his uncle's place, in his grandfather's place. Bharat doesn't know anything about what is happening here. So Ram is gone. By the time Dasharath also died. So Bharat is called from Kaikaya Desh. When Bharat comes to Ayodhya, he has no clue of what is happening. All Ayodhya people were thinking, this fellow is the culprit. This fellow is the culprit. And all of them were giving abusive words to Bharat. No one was ready to look at the face of Bharat because they were thinking that because of Bharat, Ram has gone away from our life. So Bharat is trying to convince so many people, but people are not ready to get convinced. So Bharat has to face the consequence of something that he never did also. So many times in life, we are blamed for something that we have never done. Bharat had to go through this. Not only this, Ram's mother Kaushalya started to doubt Bharat. Vashishta started to doubt Bharat. Guha, Bharadwaj Muni, so many people are doubting Bharat when Bharat has no fault. Therefore, the word Bharata, you know what does Bharata mean? Bharata means one who carries the burden of emotions, emotional load of being misunderstood and still practices bhakti. If we were there in the position of Bharat, and these are all devotees, Ayodhya is a community of devotees. Imagine you are in a community of devotees and all devotees are misunderstanding you, they are criticizing you. What we will do? First thing we'll pack up and go, right? First thing we will leave the movement, we'll go somewhere else. Bharat has to face so much criticism, but still the beauty of Bharat is he never gave up the path of bhakti. not only gave up the path of bhakti, he didn't give up his service to Lord Ram and the service to the citizens of Ayodhya also. So this is the beauty of Bharat. Bharat not only served people who liked him, he served also people who didn't like him, because he knew his mission is devotional service to Lord Ram, to please Lord Ram. In this world, and even in a society like ISKCON, we may be doing a lot of services and we generally expect that we will get appreciation, but that is not guaranteed. You may sometimes get, sometimes not get. Lakshman was getting appreciation, Bharat was getting criticism. So in a society like ISKCON, you may get recognition or you may get criticism. That there is no guarantee. But one thing is guarantee, you will get lot of opportunities to do devotional service. If our focus is like Bharat, I am here, why am I here? I am here to do devotional service. What people say, let them say. You have to just continue on this process. So this is the beauty of Bharat. Even though people were misunderstanding him so much, Bharat still continued the process of bhakti. And Bharat, he carries, when finally Vashishta and others were telling him, now there is no king, Dasharath is dead, Ram has gone to the forest, now you become the king. Bharat was so loyal to Lord Ram. Many times when we get a post and position, our loyalties change. In English there's a saying, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. When power position comes, people's minds change. Bharat, everyone was telling him, Bharat, what has happened, now you become the king. Bharat is telling everyone, no, I will go to Ram and I will convince Ram to become the king. So by this time Ram had left Ayodhya and he was staying in Chitrakoot. So Bharat, he carries all the citizens. Ramayana explains how sincere Bharat was. He made a huge highway. He cut through the forest, made a huge highway. He took all the citizens to Chitrakoot. And Bharat, he goes to Lord Ram and he's begging Lord Ram and pleading him, please, you come and become the king. I am only your servant. I can never sit on this throne. So here we see Ramayana. Two brothers, Bharat and Ram, both are fighting. But what are they fighting for? Each one is telling the other, you be the king, you be the king. No one wants to be the king. If these kinds of fights are there in this world, you don't need courts at all. They can be all out of the court settlements. Right? So two brothers are fighting. Each one is fighting that you be the king. No one wants to be the king. So Bharat tries his best to convince Ram. But Ram tells Bharat, no. Our father has said we have to listen to our elder. You continue. After 14 years, I will come back. Bharat is so sincere. Even after Ram saying this, Bharat says, no. Okay, you want me to rule the kingdom, I will rule. But on the throne, I will never sit. And Bharat takes the Paduka of Ram to Ayodhya. Seeing this, all the people are in tears. They were thinking, we misunderstood such a great personality. So in the Ramayana, when Bharat's name is used, the word Mahatma is used. So Bharata's position was so great, he is called the great Mahatma. Completely sacrificed everything for the pleasure of Lord Ram. And it is explained, Bharata, how he lived for 14 years. We all know how Lord Ram lived for 14 years. 14 years, Lord Ram never wore a slipper. Lord Ram would walk the forest bare feet. Lord Ram was wearing tree bark, deer skin. All the 14 years, Ram never ate cooked food. He would just eat roots, fruits and all these things. 14 years, Ram never entered into a kingdom. Like this, Lord Ram lived for 14 years. You know how Bharat lived for 14 years? All those 14 years, Bharat was supposed to be in Ayodhya ruling. But Bharat didn't even enter the city. Outside Ayodhya, there's a small village called Nandigram. Bharat stayed there. Staying there, Bharat would go and rule the kingdom. From there, that position. And what was Bharata's austerity? Bharata was thinking, Ram has worn tree bark, deer skin and he's matted his hair. Bharat also matted his hair. And Bharat, what he would do, 1:30 in the morning, 2 in the morning, he would get up and go and take bath in Sarayu Nadi. Why? Because Bharata was feeling that I am so sinful. If people see me in the morning, their day will be spoiled. So Bharat would get up even before anyone would get up. Very humbly go and take his bath and come. No sense of pride at all. And Bharat, for all these 14 years, what did he eat? Every day he would soak barley in cow urine, and that's what he ate for 14 years. And Bharata's mood of service was so much, he has so much respect for Ram. He was thinking, Ram is sleeping on the ground. I cannot sleep on the level of Ram. Forget a bed. He is now the king of Ayodhya. He is not even using the bed. He made a hole below the ground and he would sleep there, thinking that I cannot be in the level of Ram, I have to be below the level of Ram. And he did this kind of austerity. He didn't enjoy any facility, any comfort. But it is explained, when Ram came back after 14 years, the treasury of Ayodhya, because of the management of Bharat, the treasury of Ayodhya had grown 10 times more. So this is the beauty of Bharat. He didn't run after facilities and comforts in this world. He was only focused on taking responsibility in the service of the Lord. Bharata means one who takes responsibility. Everyone in this world wants association of Ram. Lakshman was fortunate he had association of Ram. Bharat's beauty is he was not with Ram, but he was serving Ram in separation of Ram. So all of us may not be that fortunate to associate with great souls, our Guru, Srila Prabhupada, but we all have an opportunity to share responsibility, to share the burden. And that's what we are supposed to do. When we grow in life, in spiritual life, we are supposed to be taking more and more responsibility. An ant, it can carry 30, 40 times more weight than its size. More weight than its what the body can actually take. Why? Because the ant is very desperate for that food. She's very, very determined. Similarly, someone who is like Bharata, he can carry more responsibility because he has that keen desire of doing more and more service to Lord Ram. So this is Bharata. Bharata means one who carries the emotional load of misunderstanding, criticism, still doesn't give up his bhakti. And Bharata is one who takes more and more responsibility in the service of Ram, in the service of Krishna. And the word Shatrugna. Shatrugna, what does Shatrugna mean? Shatrugna means one who kills his enemy. One who kills, Gna is to kill, Shatru is enemy. One who kills one's enemy is Shatrugna. But if you study Ramayana, in the entire life of Shatrugna killed only one demon, Lavanasur, way at the end. Only one demon, Mathura he was staying, only one demon Shatrugna killed, but still he is called Shatrugna. Why? Because the Ramayana explains what was the Shatru here. The Shatru here, very interestingly, is the beauty of Ram. Shatrugna, Lakshman served Ram, but Shatrugna didn't serve Ram. Whom he served? He served Bharat. He didn't serve Ram, he served Bharat. So Shatrugna is teaching us that service to a devotee, Lakshman was serving God, Ram, but Shatrugna was serving the devotee of God, Bharata. And Shatrugna is also called a Mahatma because Shatrugna is teaching us this principle that service to a devotee is greater than service to Ram. So Shatrugna remained an assistant of Bharat throughout his life. Just some days ago was Ramanujacharya's appearance day. We were telling the story that Ramanujacharya is the Acharya of Sri Sampradaya. So Ramanujacharya in his young days, he was there in Kanchipuram. And in Kanchipuram, there was one very great soul, a very great associate of the Lord. His name was Kanchipurna. So Kanchipurna, he would talk personally to Varadraj. There's a Vishnu deity there in Kanchipuram called Varadraj, the form of the Lord. To Kanchipurna would talk directly to Krishna, the deity form. So Ramanujacharya asked Kanchipurna, my dear Guru, you please ask Varadraj whether I will go back to the spiritual world. So Varadraji said okay. Kanchipurna said okay. The next day he asked Varadraj, Ramanuja is asking whether he'll go to the spiritual world. Varadraj said yes, he will go. Ramanuja became very happy. I'm going to go to the spiritual world. He was like satisfied. Right? We are all looking for that answer from Krishna, whether we will go or not. So Ramanuja was happy. So after a few days, Kanchipurna was thinking, let me ask about myself also. Because I feel that I will go, but still, better to confirm. So he is asking Lord Varadaraj, my dear Lord, please tell me whether I will go to the spiritual world. Varadaraj tells Kanchipuram, no, you will not go. So Kanchipuram is in shock. Ramanuj is not able to talk to you, he is going to go. I am speaking to you every day, why will I not go? Because the Lord said, what was the Lord's logic? He said, see, Ramanuja is serving whom? You, a devotee. Whom are you serving? Me. I am the Supreme Lord. Because Ramanuja is serving devotee, he will go. Because you are not serving devotee, you will not go. So Kanchipur gave up service to Varadaraj at that point, and he goes and serves the devotee. He is got by that Mahapurna. And after some time he comes back, the Lord says, now you will go, definitely. So this is the principle Shatrugna is teaching all of us. Greater than service to Ram is service to the devotees of Ram. You see, a very interesting point. Everyone loves to serve deities. All devotees love to serve deities. We love to be with deities, but we don't love to be with devotees. You know why? Because deities don't give feedback. Whatever you serve, they will keep smiling. They will not tell anything. So it's easy to serve. You serve with devotees, devotees will give you feedback. We feel hurt. Ego hurt hota hai na, if someone tells you something. Therefore, everyone loves deity worship. But the point is, until we get feedback, until our egos are hurt, until we become humble, how will we grow in life? So therefore, Shatrugna is teaching us this principle of humility. Giving up this principle of ego. That I am only a servant of Krishna, I am very insignificant in this world. Srila Prabhupada one time was in Manhattan in America. In those days, we had like a tall skyscraper building that belonged to ISKCON. So Prabhupada was sitting with some of his devotees in a terrace there, and Prabhupada was having a discussion. One of Srila Prabhupada's very dear disciple was Tamal Krishna Goswami. And Prabhupada was seeing that Tamal Krishna is having some ego in his heart. So Prabhupada said, Mahavishnu, when Lord Mahavishnu breathes out, so many universes come from the body of Mahavishnu. Out of the millions of universes, this universe is the smallest. The universe where we are in is the smallest. And in this universe, there are so many planets. Earth is the smallest planet. And in this Earth planet, there are so many continents. America is one continent. And America, there are so many cities. Manhattan is one of them. And in Manhattan, there are so many buildings. This is one building. Standing in this building, Tamal Krishna feels he is the most important person in the universe. Prabhupada is trying to humble Tamal Krishna. So this is the problem. We all feel that we are very, very great. So therefore, like Shatrugna, when we serve the devotees of the Lord, we become humble. Our ego becomes humble, and then we can actually progress more and more in spiritual life. Ayodhya, till now we have been seeing characteristics of the people of Ayodhya. We saw Lord Ram, how his life was centered around listening to elders, forgetting his own comfort. The life of Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna. What to speak of the life of Sita? Lord Ram was sent to the forest for 14 years. Sita was not asked to go. Sita chose to walk with Ram. She chose to walk with Ram. And she was so happy being in the forest along with Ram. Who is Sita? Sita is Lakshmi Mata. But she herself is showing that company of the Lord is more important than the wealth of this world. Sita was telling Ram, for me, where you are, that is Ayodhya. And if in Ayodhya you are not there, Ayodhya is like a forest to me. Sita chose to be with Ram. So this is the culture of Ayodhya. The culture of Ayodhya is the culture of sacrifice. It is the culture of service. It is the culture of selflessness. It is the culture of responsibility. It is the culture of humility. And this is the culture of Ayodhya. If you study Ramayana, in the entire Ayodhya, there was only one non-devotee. Mantra. All devotees, only one non-devotee. Right? Extreme is Lanka. In Lanka, all non-devotees, only one devotee, Vibhishan. And in between Ayodhya and Lanka is Kishkinda, where some devotee, some non-devotee. Right? So you have these three places in Ramayana: Ayodhya, Lanka, Kishkinda. So when we study the personalities of people of Ayodhya, these are our role models. These are our ideals. We may be very far away from the standard. We cannot imitate Lakshman. We cannot say that I will just not sleep for 14 years. We can't imitate any of these personalities, but they have set benchmark for all of us what a sadhaka is, what a devotee is. So this is the culture of Ayodhya. And as I told you, between Ayodhya and Lanka is Kishkinda. And in Kishkinda, when Lord Ram, the storyline of Ramayana, Lord Ram, he's sent to the forest along with Sita Maya. Lord Ram goes to Chitrakoot, he comes to Dandakaranya, and when he comes to Nasik, Ravan kidnaps Sita. And in search of Sita Maya, Lord Ram comes to Kishkinda Kshetra. And in Kishkinda Kshetra, whom does Lord Ram meet? He meets the monkeys. So in Kishkinda, the monkeys were called Vanara. Vanara means it is a question. Monkey is another name for monkeys, Vanara. What does Vanara mean? Vanara. Nara is human being. Va means, are you a human being? Are you a human being? That means these people, these Vanaras, sometimes would act like human beings and sometimes would act like animals. Like all of us also, right? We sometimes act like human beings, sometimes they become very, very animalistic. That's the nature. Prakriti, people who are in Kishkinda, they always succumb to the temptations in this world. The Ramayana explains, when Ram comes to Kishkinda and Hanumanji is acting as the minister of Sugriva. Sugriva tells Hanumanji, you go and please meet Ram and check why they have come for. So when Hanumanji comes to meet Ram and Lakshman, Lakshman is telling Hanumanji, Lord, he is introducing Ram. Ram is the supreme person of Godhead, he is the son of Dasharath, Dasharatha Nandana. He is the supreme Lord, all demigods surrender unto him. But Ram has come to take shelter of Sugriva. So now, Ram is the supreme Lord. Everyone has to take shelter of Ram. All the demigods have to take shelter. Why does Lakshman say that Ram is come to take shelter of Sugriva? Who is Sugriva? Sugriva is monkey. Why does Lord Ram have to take shelter of Sugriva? So the meaning of Sugriva, till now I explained to you the meaning of Ram, Lakshman, Bharata, Shatrughna, right? We also saw the meaning of Mantra, right? What is the meaning of Sugriva? Griva means throat, neck. Sugriva means one who has a beautiful throat. That means one who has a beautiful voice. That's what Sugriva is. Why is Ram telling that Sugriva, I am come to take shelter of you? Because Sugriva represents a preacher. And what does a preacher do? He uses his voice in the service of the Lord. He is preaching the message of the Lord. Sugriva had four ministers. One of his ministers was Hanuman. Hanuman is Vayu Putra. For you to speak, you need, the most important factor is Vayu, air. So Hanumanji, Sugriva, they represent preachers. So Lord, when he says that I am taking shelter of Sugriva, what does the Lord say? The Lord says that I am independent, I can do anything. But to deliver conditioned souls, I need more and more preachers. I need devotees to go out and preach. Right? So basically in this world, just like Sita, why does Lord Ram take shelter of Sugriva? Because through Sugriva's help, he wants to locate Sita and rescue Sita. Right? Similarly in our life, we are all like Sita Maya. Just like Sita was kidnapped by Ravan and kept in Lanka. Ravan is Dashagriva, he had 10 heads. Right? So Ravan represents the mind with 10 senses. 5 karmendriya, 5 jnanendriya. So the mind and senses have put us captive in this world. Sita was suffering in separation from Ram. Similarly, all of us, we are caught in this body, in this island, and we are suffering in separation from Ram. Now, when Ram wants to deliver us, Ram takes help of the preachers. Like in all our lives, now we are chanting Hare Krishna. We have all become devotees of Krishna. But in all our lives, did Krishna come in our life first or devotees came in our life first? Devotees came, right? So in Sita Maya's life, when Sita was in Lanka, Ram came to Lanka first or Hanuman came to Lanka first? Hanuman came to Lanka first. So the Lord is showing through his example that the style in which he functions is he takes help of his preachers to deliver conditioned souls. Therefore, when Lord Ram is saying, Sugriva, I have taken shelter of you. You please help me find Sita. yeah, you please help me preach this message and deliver more and more conditioned souls. So Ram takes shelter of Sugriva. And something very interesting, we saw characteristics. I have another 5-10 minutes. So we saw characteristics of personalities in Ayodhya. All of them are perfect. Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna, Sita, perfect devotees. But Sugriva was a monkey, completely uncultured, imperfect. But the Lord is still taking shelter of Sugriva. So the Lord is telling all of us, even if you are imperfect, the Lord is ready to use you in your service, provided you are sincere. What is most important is sincerity. Sugriva was imperfect, the devotees in Ayodhya were perfect, but both Sugriva and the devotees in Ayodhya had one thing in common: sincerity. So Lord Ram, he kills Vali, Sugriva becomes the king for 4 months, and Sugriva is enjoying so much, he completely forgets service to Lord Ram. He's gotten enjoyment. So the mentality of people in Kishkinda, like all of us, sometimes we are devotees of Ram, and sometimes we become like completely gone in sense gratification. So Sugriva was lost in sense gratification for 4 months. Still Lord used Sugriva in the service of the Lord. He used Sugriva. So the point is, however fallen we are, if we are sincere, the Lord will not give up on us. The Lord will use us. Srila Prabhupada, when Prabhupada was in America, Prabhupada one time told his devotees that I want to do a world Sankirtan. I want to go around the world doing Sankirtan. Prabhupada had great dreams. He didn't have any money, pockets empty, but dreams big. Right? Whether you have money or not, you can always dream big. So Prabhupada had this big dream. So there was one disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Hansadutta Prabhu. So he was very sincere. Prabhupada said, let's do world Sankirtan. Hansadutta Prabhu was saying, yes, let's do. So what he did, he was thinking, we need a bus. But they don't have money for anything. Where they'll buy a bus? So one of his friend, he had an old bus, completely, it was supposed to go to, completely being disposed. So he goes to his friend and tells him, give me your bus. So this friend is saying, what you will do with this bus? This bus you will meet with death only. Saying, no problem, give me the bus. So he takes that bus and he goes and tells Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I got a bus. Prabhupada is thinking, how did you get a bus? You don't have any money. And Prabhupada goes and sees, this bus had nothing. No glass, no window, no seat, nothing. Only one seat for the driver. So Prabhupada goes in the bus and Prabhupada is asking Hansadutta, where will I sit? There's no seat for me. So they go to the temple and bring a chair and keep it. Prabhupada, you sit here. So Prabhupada is saying, the bus will move, the chair will move. Brahmanand Prabhu sits with the chair, I will hold it, Prabhupada, don't worry. These are the start days of ISKCON. And Prabhupada said, okay, start the bus. Hansadutta Prabhu started the bus, smoke coming out from everywhere. And Prabhupada is saying, probably this looks like an Indian bus. So the devotees were thinking Prabhupada is glorifying, buses like India. But Prabhupada, the bus was disposed later. But Prabhupada was seeing this fact that this boy at least tried. At least he tried something. Prabhupada made this devotee Hansadutta one of the trustees of BBT. And Hansadutta Prabhu was saying, Prabhupada, I am not even educated. I am a college dropout. How will I be a trustee? Prabhupada said, no problem. You are sincere, that is good enough. So Sugriva, even though he had many faults, he had one good quality, that is sincerity. And Lord Ram used to Sugriva in his service. So however fallen we may be, Ramayana gives us a lot of hope. If we are sincere, the Lord can definitely use us. Right? So finally, with the help of Sugriva, something very interesting in Ramayana, when after the 4 months of the rainy season, Sugriva tells all the monkeys, all of you all come, we will all go and I'll make 4 parties, north, east, west, south. He divides the monkeys and he tells them, go and search for Sita. And when he does that, what he does, he tells the monkeys, he calls the monkeys who are going in the northern direction and he tells them, when you go in the north, these are the places you will see. Detail information he gives. You will see this place, you will see this place, go here, don't go there, take this route. When you reach this point, come back. And he tells all the 4 directions of earth. Lord Ram was hearing this and he asked Sugriv, you look like a Google. How do you know so much? You know every nook and corner of the earth, every route, everything. Sugriva said, Vali years ago, Vali was chasing me to kill me. And while chasing, he made me run around the entire world. Therefore, I know the whole geography. And Sugriva was telling, I didn't know that problem then is going to be used in your service. So Ramayana also teaches us that whatever we go through in life, ups and downs, everything has a purpose. And the purpose will get revealed. Everything can be used in the service of Lord Ram. So finally, Sugriva sends monkeys in all directions. And then the clue comes that Sita is in Lanka. So, Lord Ram comes with all the monkeys. They reach Rameshwaram, the southernmost point of India. And they are trying to make this bridge to go to Lanka. That time, Vibhishan, I'll end with this last 5 minutes. Vibhishan, who is the brother of Ravan, he comes with 4 ministers and surrenders to Lord Ram. When Vibhishan comes there, all the monkeys, they are having a discussion. In fact, Lord Ram is asking the monkeys, should we take him or not take him? Right? So some monkeys tell, definitely we should not take him. He is Ravana's brother. Ravana's blood runs in him also, the demon clan. You cannot trust him. Some monkeys tell Ram, we can take him. We'll take him and then we'll observe him. If he's okay, we will confirm him. But Hanumanji, when he went to Lanka, Hanumanji had seen the sincerity of Vibhishan. See, for all of us, sitting in Margao, when there is association of devotees, still it is difficult for us to do bhakti. Is it? When we have so much wonderful association, satsang here, such a beautiful center, everything perfect, still it is difficult for us to do bhakti. Vibhishan did bhakti inside Lanka. No devotee, nothing. Still inside Lanka, he was doing bhakti and chanting. This was the mood of Vibhishan. Great devotee. We have so many excuses to give. But Vibhishan had no excuses. So Hanumanji saw this. And Hanumanji tells Ram, we should definitely take him. So that time, Lord Ram makes a promise. Lord Ram announces, Sakrateva prapannoyas tavasmiti yachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadamyetat vritam mama. Lord Ram says, it is my vow. Lord Ram says, this is my declaration, this is my vow, that if anyone comes once, Sakrateva, anyone comes once to me and tells me, Tavasmiti yachate, my dear Ram, I am yours. All my life I have done lot of gadbad, I have done lot of sin, but from today on I am yours. Lord Ram says, Abhayam sarvada tasmai, it is my vow, I will give him eternal protection, I will take him in my service. So we saw Lord Ram used perfect devotees in his service. Lord Ram used imperfect devotees like Sugriva in his service. Lord Ram is even ready to accept demons in his service, provided someone surrenders sincerely. Whoever we are, whether we are aligned to the mood of Ayodhya, aligned to the mood of Kishkinda, or even if we are like Lanka type people, come from Ravana, having all the sinful backgrounds, if we are sincere, Lord Ram is ready to use us in his service. In fact, Lord Ram, even before the war started, Lord Ram didn't even enter into Lanka. In Rameshwaram, Lord Ram told the monkeys, get water from the ocean. They got water from the ocean, and Lord Ram coronated Vibhishan as the king of Lanka. Even see the confidence of Ram. Even the war has not started. He's declared Vibhishan will be the king after Ravan. So someone came and asked Ram, my dear Ram, you have made Vibhishan the king of Lanka. Tomorrow if Ravan surrenders to you, what will you give him? Lord Ram says, I will make Ravan the king of Ayodhya if Ravan surrenders to me. So the devotees ask him, if you make Ravan the king of Ayodhya, what will you give Bharat? Lord Ram says, I will make Bharat the king of Vaikunta. And they are asking him, Lord Ram, where will you go? Lord Ram says, I am happy to be in the hearts of devotees and to serve devotees. So this is the mood of the Lord. The Lord is ready to accommodate us, use us whatever we are, whether we have qualifications or not. When you go to take Diksha, there is a shloka that is chanted. Om pavitro apavitro va sarvavasthan gatopi va yasmare pundarikaksha sabhaya antaranga suchi. Whether you are pure, impure, whatever your state is, if you take shelter of Krishna Ram very sincerely, Lord Ram is ready to protect us. Not only ready to protect us, Lord Ram is ready to use us in his service as preachers also. So on this very auspicious day of Ram Navami, let us all sincerely pray to Lord Ram. And my dear Lord, whatever I have done in my life, from this point on, I want to sincerely take shelter of you, surrender to you, and I want to be of some service to you. Then Lord Ram could use monkeys in his service. Lord Ram can use anyone, right? Provided we are sincere and we become a sincere instrument in the hands of the Lord. So this can be a meditation for today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram. Ram Navami Maha Mahotsav ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.